Tonight is not just another night. Something powerful is shifting in the spiritual realm, and you can feel it. The battles you have faced, the resistance, the delays, none of it has been random. You have been targeted because you are chosen. But here's the truth the enemy never wanted you to realize. You are not defenseless. You have been given a weapon straight from heaven. And tonight, God is telling you it's time to use it. This is a prophetic moment, a divine appointment. The fact that you are here, hearing this message, is not a coincidence. It is confirmation that God is speaking directly to you. The signs have been all around you through the people you encounter, through the dreams you have had, through the sudden attacks that came out of nowhere. The enemy knows who you are, even if you are still waking up to it. That is why the warfare has been so intense. That is why you have felt drained, distracted, and discouraged. But the very fact that you are still standing is proof that the enemy has failed. What they don't want you to know is that God has placed within you a weapon so powerful that, once activated, it will break every chain, silence every lie, and dismantle every stronghold that has been working against you. It is not a weapon made by human hands. It is not something you can buy or borrow. It is something that was placed within you before you were even born. And the time has come for you to use it. Many chosen ones have spent years feeling powerless, as if they are always on the defensive, always fighting from a place of weakness. But what if I told you that you were never meant to be the victim? What if I told you that you have always been the one with the authority, the one with the power to shift atmospheres, the one with the ability to command things into existence? The enemy has tried to convince you that you are weak, that you are outnumbered, that you have no control over your situation. But that is a lie. Tonight, something is changing. A divine permission has been granted. A release is happening in the spirit. If you have been feeling like you have been stuck in a cycle, like you have been fighting the same battles over and over again, it is because you have not yet activated what God has placed inside of you. But that changes tonight. The Word of God says in Luke 10:19, "Behold, I have given you authority to tread on serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall hurt you." This authority is not a theory. It is real, and it is alive within you. The question is, will you step into it? Will you take hold of what is already yours? This is not a message for the passive. It is for the warriors. It is for those who know deep down that they were called for something greater, that they were set apart for such a time as this. God is calling His chosen ones to rise up, to break free from every false limitation, to stop playing small, and to step fully into their divine identity. But make no mistake, this is your moment of decision. You can choose to ignore this message and continue living as if you are powerless. Or you can recognize that this is God's confirmation that the time is now. If you are ready to unlock what has been hidden within you, if you are ready to step into the fullness of your calling, then prepare yourself, because after tonight, nothing will ever be the same. There's a war happening right now, and it is not a war you can see with your physical eyes. It is a spiritual war, an unseen battle between light and darkness, between truth and deception, between God's chosen ones and the forces that have tried to keep them bound. Whether you realize it or not, you have been in this war since the moment you were born. The struggles you have faced, the betrayals, the delays, the overwhelming feeling of opposition, one of it has been random. You have been targeted because of who you are and what you carry. The enemy sees your potential even before you do. He has studied your life, watching for moments of weakness, trying to break you down before you wake up to your true power. The very things that have made you feel different, out of place, and isolated were actually signs that you were never meant to fit into this world's system. The Bible tells us in Ephesians 6:12, "For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. This is the reality of the chosen ones. Your battles have never been just about people, money, or circumstances. The attacks against you have been spiritual, designed to wear you down so you never step into your full potential. Why do you need this weapon now? Because the warfare has intensified. The more you step into your calling, the greater the resistance becomes. You may have noticed it. Sudden setbacks, people turning against you for no reason, opportunities slipping through your fingers at the last minute. These are not coincidences. They are strategic attacks meant to keep you distracted and discouraged. The enemy does not fight what he does not fear. And the fact that your life has been filled with opposition is proof that you are a threat to the kingdom of darkness. But here's the secret. You were never meant to fight this battle in your own strength. You were given a divine weapon, one that has the power to break chains, silence the enemy, and shift the very atmosphere around you. This weapon is not made of flesh and blood, and it does not require physical strength. It is activated through faith, through your voice, through the authority God has already placed within you. Right now, the enemy is working overtime to keep you in fear, in doubt, in a cycle of confusion, because the moment you fully awaken to who you are, his control over your life is broken. He wants to keep you exhausted, second-guessing yourself, feeling like you are alone in this battle. But you are not alone. The truth is, you have already been equipped for victory. The battles you have faced have not been punishments. They have been training. Every hardship has strengthened your spirit. Every setback has built your resilience. Every rejection has redirected you toward God's perfect plan. You are stronger than you know, and the time has come for you to wield the weapon God has given you. This is why you cannot afford to stay passive. This is why you cannot continue waiting for permission to step into your power. The war is happening whether you acknowledge it or not. And the only way to win is to take hold of what is already yours. So the question is, are you ready? Are you willing to use the weapon that has been placed inside of you? Because the moment you do, everything will begin to shift. The chains will break. The confusion will lift. The attacks will no longer have the same power over you. You will move from being a target to becoming a warrior. And once that happens, nothing will ever be the same. The time has come for you to know the truth. God has not left you defenseless. He has given you a weapon so powerful that it can break strongholds, silence the enemy, and shift the very course of your destiny. This is not a physical weapon, something crafted by human hands. It is a divine, supernatural force that has been placed inside of you since the moment you were chosen. What is this weapon? It is the power of your voice, the power of your faith, and the authority God has given you through His Word. The enemy has tried to keep you silent, to make you doubt yourself, to convince you that you are powerless. But the moment you open your mouth and declare the truth, the entire spiritual atmosphere changes. The Bible says in Proverbs 18:21, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue." This means that every word you speak carries weight. You have the ability to bind and loose, to call forth blessings, to cancel every assignment of the enemy. When you speak in faith, when you declare God's promises over your life, when you use your voice in alignment with His will, mountains move, chains break, darkness flees. But it doesn't stop there. Your second weapon is your faith. Faith is not just believing in God. It is knowing beyond a shadow of a doubt that His Word is true and that nothing can stand against it. Faith activates miracles. Faith shifts realities. Faith opens doors that no man can shut. This is why the enemy has worked so hard to keep you in doubt, in fear, in uncertainty, because a chosen one who walks in faith is unstoppable. The third weapon God has given you is prayer and spiritual warfare. You are not just a physical being, you are a spirit, and you were created to operate in the supernatural. when you pray with power, when you declare victory, when you rebuke every force that has tried to hold you back, the enemy has no choice but to flee. Prayer is not just a religious act, it is an act of war. When you pray with authority, heaven moves on your behalf, and there is more. Your obedience is also a weapon. Every time you step in alignment with God's purpose, every time you choose to walk by faith instead of fear, every time you refuse to compromise, you are destroying the plans of the enemy. Obedience positions you for breakthroughs. It puts you in the perfect place to receive what God has already prepared for you. So now the question is, will you use what God has given you? Will you stand in your authority? Speak life over your situation and walk in the power that is already inside of you? Because the moment you do, everything will change. The enemy knows it. That's why he's been fighting you so hard. But this is the moment to rise. This is the moment to fight back. This is the moment to step into the victory that has been yours all along. And once you do, nothing will ever be able to stop you again. Now that you know God has given you a weapon, the next step is understanding how to use it. Many people have access to power but never activate it. A weapon is useless if it remains in its sheath, and authority is meaningless if it is never exercised. This is where you must step into your divine role, awaken to your full potential, and activate the power that is already inside you. Step 1. Speak with authority. Your words are not just sounds. They are declarations in the Spirit. Heaven moves when a chosen one speaks in faith. The enemy trembles when you boldly declare God's promises over your life. Proverbs 18:21 says, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue." This means you have the ability to speak life into your circumstances, to command mountains to move, to decree victory over every battle. Do not pray timid prayers. Do not beg for what God has already given you. Instead, declare it, claim it, and stand firm in it. Speak healing over your body, restoration over your mind, favor over your finances, protection over your household. Speak as if it has already happened, because in the spiritual realm, it has. Step 2. Walk in faith, not fear. Faith is your second weapon, and faith is action. It's one thing to say you believe, but do your actions reflect that belief? The enemy wants you stuck in doubt, overthinking, second-guessing. But when God says move, you move. When God says step out, you step out, even when it doesn't make sense. Hebrews 11:1 reminds us, "Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." You may not see the outcome yet, but that doesn't mean it isn't already unfolding in your favor. Faith is believing when there is no physical evidence. Faith is standing when everything tells you to give up. Faith is knowing that if God spoke it, it will come to pass. Step 3. Engage in spiritual warfare. You are not fighting against people. You are fighting against principalities, powers, and spiritual forces that have tried to block your destiny. Ephesians 6:12 says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." This means you must pray with power, rebuke every attack, and take authority over every stronghold. Stop tolerating attacks from the enemy. Fight back in prayer. Call on the name of Jesus and command every spirit of fear, doubt, lack, and confusion to leave your life. Cancel every demonic assignment that has been placed on your destiny. When you speak the word of God, darkness has no choice but to flee. Step 4. Obey without hesitation. One of the most powerful ways to activate your authority is through obedience. Every time you obey God, you break barriers in the Spirit. Every time you say yes to His instructions, you step into a greater level of power. The enemy wants you distracted, delayed, and disobedient because he knows that a chosen one in full obedience to God is unstoppable. If God is telling you to let go of something, let it go. If He is calling you to step into something new, step into it. Your obedience unlocks the supernatural. Do not hesitate. Do not wait for approval. Move when God says move, and watch doors open that no man can shut. Step 5. Stay rooted in God's presence. Your power comes from God. Stay connected to Him daily through prayer, worship, and the Word. This is not a what-time activation. It is a lifestyle. You must feed your spirit the same way you feed your body. The more time you spend in His presence, the stronger your authority becomes. Psalm 91:1 says, "He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty." Dwelling in the secret place means you are covered, protected, and empowered. Stay close to Him, and He will guide every step you take. This is your time to rise. God has placed power inside of you. Do not let it go unused. Do not allow fear, doubt, or distraction to keep you from walking in your authority. You are a warrior, a king, a chosen one, and it is time to step into everything God has prepared for you. The enemy is terrified of what happens when you activate your power. That's why he has tried so hard to keep you silent, to keep you small. But that ends now. Tonight, step into your divine authority. Use your weapon. Speak your victory. Claim your destiny. And watch as everything begins to shift in your favor. When you activate the power that God has placed inside you, something supernatural begins to happen. This is not just another night. This is a shift. This is a breakthrough. If you truly take this message to heart and step into your divine authority, you will see changes unfold rapidly, some instantly, some over time, but all undeniable. 1. The spiritual realm will respond. The moment you step into your God-given power, the atmosphere shifts, heaven moves on your behalf, and the forces of darkness that have been working against you are put on notice. Strongholds that have kept you bound will begin to break. Chains that have been on your mind, your finances, your relationships, and your health will start to fall. You may feel a physical or emotional release, a weight lifting, a sudden peace, an overwhelming sense of clarity. This is confirmation that what has been hindering you is being removed. The enemy will try to resist, but he cannot stop what God has already ordained. 2. Hidden enemies will reveal themselves. When you level up spiritually, those who were secretly against you will no longer be able to hide. Watch as people who once smiled in your face start to act differently. Some may suddenly grow distant, others may lash out, and some may even try to pull you back into old cycles. This is because your light is exposing darkness. Your newfound authority is making those who were comfortable in their deception uncomfortable. Do not be afraid. This is God's way of revealing who truly belongs in your next season. 3. Unexpected opportunities will open as you align yourself with God's will and use the power He has given you. Doors that were once shut will begin to open. Resources will come from unexpected places. Divine connections will be made, and solutions to problems that seemed impossible will suddenly become clear. This is the season where God accelerates His chosen ones. What took others years will take you months. Things you struggled to accomplish before will now happen with ease. But you must be prepared. When the opportunity comes, step into it boldly. 4. Attacks may increase, but so will your strength. Do not be surprised if you experience resistance after tonight. The enemy does not want you walking in power. He will try to distract, discourage, or intimidate you. But understand this: if the attack increases, it is only because your breakthrough is even greater. Isaiah 54:17 reminds us, "No weapon formed against you shall prosper. The weapons may form, but they will not succeed." Stand firm, do not retreat. Keep praying, keep declaring, keep believing, because you are closer than ever to stepping fully into your purpose. 5. Your confidence and clarity will grow. After tonight, you will notice a shift in how you see yourself and your situation. Things that used to shake you will no longer affect you the same way. You will walk with more boldness, speak with more authority, and move with more purpose. This is because you are no longer operating in fear. You are operating in divine power. The doubts, the second guessing, the confusion that used to hold you back will begin to fade. You will know who you are, and more importantly, you will know whose you are. This is only the beginning. What happens tonight is just the starting point of something much greater. Your life is shifting. Your season is changing, but you must stay committed. Do not allow distractions, fear, or old habits to pull you back. The time is now. The power is already inside of you. Walk in it, use it, and watch how everything begins to align in your favor. This is your moment. This is your shift, and nothing will ever be the same again. There comes a time when silence is no longer an option, and for God's chosen ones, that time is now. For too long, you have held back your voice, kept your light dimmed, and allowed fear, doubt, or intimidation to keep you from speaking truth. But understand this: your silence benefits the enemy. 1. The enemy wants you to stay quiet. Why do you think you've been attacked so much? Why have people tried to discredit you, isolate you, or make you question yourself? Because the moment you step fully into your power and begin to speak, begin to move, begin to act boldly in your purpose, everything changes. Your words have authority. Your presence carries weight. The knowledge, wisdom, and spiritual insight you hold is a threat to the kingdom of darkness. The enemy knows that if you ever realize who you truly are and step into your calling, his control over those around you will break. 2. Speaking the truth will set you and others free. John 8:32 says, "Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." When you stay silent, the lies of this world go unchallenged. The deception continues, and the ones who are meant to awaken remain asleep. But when you speak truth, when you walk boldly in your calling, you do more than just set yourself free. You become a beacon for others. Your voice carries the anointing to break chains. Your testimony can help someone else escape the same struggles you've overcome. Your obedience can shift the destiny of others. 3. The time for playing small is over. Many of you have spent years downplaying your gifts, holding back your wisdom, and hiding your spiritual authority to make others comfortable. Maybe you didn't want to offend anyone. Maybe you feared rejection. Maybe you felt like you weren't ready yet. But understand this: the enemy wants you to stay in that mindset forever. He wants you to believe you are unworthy, unqualified, or unequipped, because as long as you believe that, you will never fully step into what God has called you to do. But God is saying, enough is enough. You were not created to blend in. You were created to stand out. You were not called to be silent. You were called to be a voice. The time for playing small is over. The time for walking boldly in your purpose has arrived. 4. There's a cost to staying silent. If you do not use the gifts and wisdom God has placed inside you, it will not just affect you. It will affect everyone connected to your assignment. There are people waiting for you to rise. There are souls assigned to your calling. There are lives that will be changed the moment you decide to step forward. But if you refuse, if you let fear stop you, if you choose to remain silent, then you are allowing the enemy to win. Ezekiel 33:6 warns us, "But if the watchman sees the sword coming and does not blow the trumpet to warn the people, I will hold the watchman accountable for their blood." You know what is happening in the spiritual realm. You have been given insight that others do not have. To remain silent is to allow destruction to come without warning. You are a spiritual warrior. It is time to act like one. 5. Speak now or regret it later. This is your warning. This is your final confirmation. God is calling you to step forward, to speak truth, to embrace your destiny. If you ignore this call, you will look back with regret. You will remember this moment, knowing that you had the chance to change everything, but fear held you back. Do not let that happen. Speak now, step up now, move now, because the time is short, and God's chosen ones must rise. You were given a voice for a reason. Now use it. Everything you have endured, every challenge, every attack, every moment of doubt has led you to this very night. This is not just another evening, this is a divine moment of transformation. The chains that have held you back, fear, insecurity, delay, confusion, are breaking right now. 1. You are no longer who you used to be. The person who walked into this moment is not the same person who will walk out. You are stepping into a higher level of authority, clarity, and power. The distractions that once kept you bound will no longer have the same effect. The words spoken against you will lose their power. The delays that have slowed your progress will be shattered. Because tonight is the night your spirit awakens fully. 2. The shift is already happening. Can you feel it? The atmosphere around you is shifting. Something inside of you is rising. You may not be able to fully explain it yet, but you know deep down, something has changed. What once intimidated you will now have no effect. What once caused you to hesitate will no longer stop you. The weapons formed against you are crumbling before they can even touch you. 3. You are walking into a new season. From this night forward, expect clarity, expect divine encounters, expect open doors that were once locked, expect new strength to rise within you. You are no longer in a season of delay. You are in a season of acceleration. But here's the key. You must walk in it. Do not let fear creep back in tomorrow. Do not let the enemy convince you that nothing has changed. Because everything has changed. You must claim it. You must move forward boldly. 4. The time to act is now. Tonight is your breakthrough. But what you do next determines everything. Will you step forward? Will you walk in your authority? Will you use the weapon God has given you and refuse to stay silent any longer? God has spoken. The shift has begun. The question is, are you ready to walk in it? If you receive this breakthrough, type "I am ready" in the comments. Let this be your declaration to the universe, to the enemy, and to yourself, that you are stepping into your divine power now. This is your night. This is your moment. The breakthrough is here. Now walk in it. For centuries, April 1st has been known as April Fool's Day, a time when people play pranks, spread falsehoods, and make others look foolish. But what if I told you that this entire concept is a distraction from something much deeper? What if April 1st was never meant to be a day of foolishness, but instead a day of hidden wisdom, a day of revelation, a day when secrets were concealed in plain sight? Think about it. The greatest deceptions in history are often hidden under laughter, mockery, and entertainment. The world has turned this day into a joke. But why? What is it that they don't want you to see? Why has this specific day been marked as a time for deception? Who benefits from keeping you distracted on this day? Spiritual seekers, ancient mystics, and those who truly understand the patterns of divine timing have always recognized that certain dates carry deep spiritual significance. Many believe that April 1st is one of those days, a moment in time when the veil between the physical and spiritual realms is thinner, when truths long buried have the potential to surface, and when those who are truly awake can receive powerful revelations. But here's the catch: not everyone is meant to see it. Only those with spiritual discernment will recognize what is unfolding. The rest will be too busy laughing, too distracted by meaningless pranks, too caught up in the world's games to realize that something profound is taking place. This message is not for everyone. It is for the chosen ones. It is for those who feel that unshakable pull in their spirit. Those who have always known deep down that they were meant for something greater. Those who understand that nothing in this world is as it seems. So the question is, are you ready to uncover the truth that was hidden from you? Are you ready to see beyond the illusion? Because once you do, there's no going back. The secret of April 1st is about to be revealed, and those who are awake will never look at this day the same way again. For generations, the truth about April 1st has been hidden in plain sight. We have been told it is a day of foolishness, a time for deception, a moment for jokes and tricks. But why? Why would an entire day be dedicated to misleading others? Could it be that the deception itself is a cover-up for something much deeper? Could it be that what was once a day of revelation has been twisted into a day of distraction? Ancient texts, spiritual prophecies, and hidden knowledge all point to specific moments in time when the veil between worlds becomes thinner, when divine messages are more easily received, and when chosen ones are called to step into higher awareness. Many believe that April 1st is one of those days, a day when truth is meant to be revealed to those who are ready to receive it. A day when the spiritually awakened can access hidden wisdom, while the rest of the world remains caught in illusion. The deception of April 1st began long ago, orchestrated by forces that thrive on ignorance. They understood that if people knew the true power of this day, they would awaken. They would begin to see the world for what it really is. They would start to break free from the control systems that have kept them blind for so long. So instead of allowing this day to be one of revelation, it was turned into a joke, and the whole world fell for it. But now, the hidden prophecy is being revealed. The chosen ones are waking up. You are waking up, and as you do, you begin to see that everything around you has been carefully designed to keep you unaware of your true power. The distractions, the noise, the fear-based programming, it was all created to prevent you from stepping into your divine calling. The truth is, April 1st marks a shift. It is a time when those who are spiritually attuned can receive messages directly from the divine. It is a time when the universe is calling you to pay attention, to look beyond the surface, to recognize the signs that are being given to you. But here's the challenge: most people will miss it. Most people will remain trapped in the false narratives, believing that this day is nothing more than a time for pranks and jokes. They will laugh at what they do not understand. They will mock what they should be seeking. And in doing so, they will stay asleep while the chosen ones rise. You were not meant to stay in the dark. You were not meant to live under illusion. You are being called to see beyond the deception and step into the truth that has been waiting for you all along. So now the question is, will you awaken? Or will you fall back into the dream? The prophecy is unfolding, and those who are ready will see it. Are you one of them? From the moment you were born, the world has worked overtime to keep you distracted, misled, and blind to the truth. The systems in place, media, entertainment, politics, and even aspects of religion are all carefully designed to keep your mind occupied with meaningless noise so that you never stop and question the deeper reality of your existence. Nowhere is this more obvious than April 1st. Think about it. Why is an entire day dedicated to deception? Why is there a globally recognized event that encourages people to spread falsehoods and laugh at those who believe them? This is not a coincidence. This is a tactic. The real joke is not the pranks, it's the fact that most people have no idea what they are actually laughing at. This is how the enemy works. They hide the truth in plain sight, but cover it with mockery, making sure that those who seek it are ridiculed. They have convinced the world that April 1st is a time for foolishness, when in reality, it is a day of revelation. The distractions are intentional, designed to ensure that you stay caught up in entertainment, superficial concerns, and endless cycles of fear and desire. They want you to chase after wealth, but never question who really controls the economy. They want you to consume entertainment, but never recognize the messages being programmed into your mind. They want you to follow trends, but never stop to ask where those trends are leading you. They want you to believe April 1st is a joke, but never realize that something spiritually significant is happening beneath the surface. The greatest deception of all is making people believe that there is nothing to wake up from. And that's exactly why they work so hard to keep you asleep. If you knew the truth, if you truly understood your own power, your own divine connection, your own ability to break free, you would become unstoppable. You would step into the fullness of who you were meant to be. And that terrifies them, so they flood your mind with distractions. They manipulate history, twist spiritual truths, and convince you that anyone who questions the narrative is crazy, delusional, or lost. They make truth seekers the object of ridicule because they know that if too many people start asking questions, the entire illusion will crumble. But here's the good news: it's already starting to crumble. People are waking up. You are waking up. The distractions are losing their power over you. The lies no longer hold the same weight they once did. And as you begin to see clearly, the truth that was hidden from you will finally start to make sense. So now you must ask yourself, are you still falling for the distractions? Or are you ready to see beyond them? Because once you recognize the illusion for what it is, you can never be deceived the same way again. This is not just another moment in time. This is an activation. If you are hearing this message, it is not by accident. Something inside you is already stirring, already awakening. You are being called. The distractions, the deception, the false narratives, they are all breaking down, and you are beginning to see through them. That is the first step. But now, something much greater is happening. You are being activated. Chosen ones are not like everyone else. You have always felt different. You have always known, deep down, that you were meant for something greater. But the world did everything it could to make you doubt that truth. It tried to convince you that you were crazy, that your intuition was wrong, that your calling was just your imagination. But now, in this moment, you are starting to remember. The activation means that you can no longer ignore the signs, the dreams, the synchronicities, the messages that seem to come from nowhere. These are not coincidences. This is divine confirmation. You are being pulled into your purpose. And that means it is time to step forward with clarity and confidence. For years, you may have struggled. You were tested, broken, and isolated. You went through pain that others would never understand. But that suffering was not for nothing. It was preparing you. The fire you walked through was refining you, stripping away the illusions, making you stronger. And now, you are stepping into the version of yourself that was always meant to emerge. But with activation comes responsibility. Now that you know the truth, what will you do with it? This is where many people hesitate. The moment you fully embrace your power, the world will resist. The forces that worked so hard to keep you asleep will try to pull you back. The distractions will become louder. The attacks will increase. People around you may suddenly turn against you. Why? Because when you activate, you become a threat. You are no longer playing by the old rules. You are no longer moving in fear, doubt, or confusion. You are no longer controlled by the systems designed to keep you small. And when a chosen one steps into their true identity, it sends shockwaves through the spiritual realm. But here's the truth: they can no longer stop you. The time for fear is over. You are not here to blend in. You are not here to shrink back. You are here to lead, to awaken others, to walk in divine authority. This activation is your signal. It is time to step fully into your power, to embrace your calling without hesitation. The distractions, the illusions, the fear, they no longer have control over you. You are awake now. You are chosen, and the time to rise is now. This is your wake-up call. Do not ignore it. This moment is not just another coincidence. It is not just another message you can scroll past and forget. It is a divine alarm sounding in your spirit, calling you to attention. The worst thing a chosen one can do is fall back asleep. You have come too far, endured too much, and fought through too many battles to turn back now. Yet, this is exactly what the enemy wants. If they cannot stop your activation, they will try to delay it. If they cannot keep you blind, they will try to keep you distracted. If they cannot prevent you from knowing the truth, They will try to convince you that it does not matter. This is the real danger. Many are called, but few answer. How many people get the signs, hear the message, feel the awakening, yet do nothing with it? They convince themselves they have more time. They allow fear to paralyze them. They wait for another confirmation, another sign, another reassurance before they step into their purpose. And in that hesitation, they lose momentum. This is not the time to hesitate. This is not the time to second-guess yourself. This is the time to move. If you ignore this wake-up call, you risk losing the very thing you have been waiting for. Doors that are opening right now will not stay open forever. Opportunities that are appearing in front of you can disappear in an instant. The divine protection, guidance, and favor that are surrounding you in this moment require your obedience. You must step forward boldly, without fear, without doubt, because here's the truth: not everyone is going to make it. There are those who will reject the call. There are those who will choose comfort over purpose, who will hold on to the familiar even when it is destroying them. There are those who will allow fear to rule them, who will go back to their old ways, who will drown in the distractions of this world. Do not let that be you. The forces that have been working against you for years are desperate right now. They see that you are waking up, and they know they are running out of time. That is why they will try to pull you back into cycles of doubt, discouragement, and fear. They will use people, situations, and even your own thoughts to make you question everything. But here is what you must remember. If you were not powerful, they would not be fighting so hard to stop you. If you were not a threat, they would leave you alone. The fact that you are under attack, the fact that you feel the resistance, the fact that things seem to be shifting around you, this is your confirmation. You are on the right path. So what will you do? Will you answer the call, or will you let it pass you by? Will you step forward in faith, or will you retreat in fear? This is the moment of decision. Do not ignore it. This is it, the moment of decision. You have been called, chosen, and prepared for this exact time. Everything you have been through, every struggle, every trial, every moment of isolation was shaping you, molding you, refining you into the person you are meant to be. But now, the time for waiting is over. The time for doubting is over. The time for questioning is over. This is your call to action. Step into your divine purpose. God did not call you to be average. He did not anoint you to blend in. You were never meant to follow the crowd, to live a life of fear, to remain in the shadows. You are chosen. You are set apart. You are meant to lead. But leadership requires action. It requires faith. It requires courage. No more delays. No more excuses. No more distractions. You already know what is inside you. You already feel the fire burning in your spirit. You know you are different. You have always felt it. But now, you must embrace it. It is time to walk boldly in your calling and stop apologizing for the anointing on your life. What does stepping into your divine purpose look like? It means finally using your gifts without fear. It means refusing to play small just to make others comfortable. It means cutting ties with anything and anyone who keeps you stuck in old patterns. It means walking in obedience, even when it feels uncertain. It means standing in your power. God is calling you to rise, to take your rightful place, to operate in the fullness of your spiritual authority. You are not weak. You are not helpless. You are not forgotten. You are powerful beyond measure, and the moment you embrace that truth, everything will begin to shift. But here is the key: you must take the first step. God will open the doors, but you must walk through them. God will give you the vision, but you must act on it. God will provide the resources, but you must be willing to move. Faith without action is dead. Right now, you have a choice. You can let fear win. Let doubt keep you stagnant. Let the enemy convince you to stay silent. Or you can rise. You can declare, right here, right now, that you are stepping fully into your calling. This is your moment. No more waiting, no more hesitation, no more looking back. The time is now. Answer the call. Step into your purpose. Walk in your destiny. This is not just another moment in time. This is prophecy being fulfilled right before your eyes. What was once hidden is now being revealed. What was once delayed is now accelerating. The shift has begun. And whether the world is ready or not, God's chosen ones are rising. You were never meant to live in confusion, doubt, or fear. Every struggle, every battle, every dark season was preparing you for this moment. The prophecy is unfolding, and you are part of it. Look around you. Do you feel it? The energy is shifting. The deception is crumbling. The truth is breaking through. Those who have spent their lives trying to suppress the chosen ones are now watching in terror as we awaken. They cannot stop what God has already set in motion. And now, it is your turn. This is not the time to shrink back. It is the time to step forward. This is not the time to wait for permission. You have already been chosen. The old world is passing away, and a new era is being birthed. The question is, will you step into your place? Many will ignore this call. Many will hear and do nothing. But not you. You did not come this far just to turn back now. You are chosen. You are anointed. You are called for such a time as this. Now is the time to rise, walk boldly, and fulfill the destiny written over your life. The prophecy is unfolding. The only question left is, will you be part of it? The time has come. You can feel it deep within your soul. Something is shifting. Something is calling. And no matter how much you try to ignore it, the feeling only grows stronger. You were never meant to stay where you are. The world you once knew is fading. The systems you relied on are collapsing. And everything that once seemed stable is now crumbling. This is not the end, it is the beginning of the new earth. And you, chosen one, are being called to step forward. You have always known you were different. You have always felt like an outsider, like you were walking a path that few could understand. The world told you to fit in, to follow the rules, to accept the limits placed on you. But deep down, something inside you whispered, there is more than struggle, more than suffering, more than this illusion that has kept so many trapped in fear and confusion. That whisper was the truth. And now, it is no longer a whisper, it is a divine call to move. Behold, I am doing a new thing, now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? Isaiah 43:19, this is your confirmation. The shift is happening, and you must make a decision. Will you hold on to the old, or will you step into the new? You cannot stay in between. The world is separating those who are ready to walk in truth, and those who will remain blinded by deception. This is the final call. The enemy has worked tirelessly to keep you trapped in fear, to make you believe you are powerless. They built a system designed to drain you, to control you, to keep you locked in cycles of lack, doubt, and confusion. But those chains are breaking. The illusion is being shattered. The chosen ones are awakening, and nothing can stop what has been set in motion. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Ephesians 6:12. The battle has never been just physical, it has always been spiritual. And now, the final war is being fought. The old systems are collapsing, and a new kingdom is rising. The time has come for you to leave behind everything that no longer serves you, old mindsets, toxic relationships, limiting beliefs, fear, doubt, hesitation. You cannot take them with you. The weight of the past will only hold you back from stepping into your divine inheritance. This is not just about personal transformation. This is about destiny. This is about stepping into the role you were created for. You are not just leaving behind an old way of life, you are stepping into something greater. Something divine. Something that has been prepared for you since the beginning of time. You are among the first to be crowned in the new earth. This is your moment. The old world is fading, and those who choose to stay attached to it will be left behind. But you have a choice. You can step forward, claim your crown, and walk into the new reality that God has prepared for you. Do not hesitate. Do not look back. This is your final call to move forward. There comes a moment in every chosen one's journey when the path splits. A moment when you can no longer stay in the middle. No longer straddle two worlds. That moment is now. You must choose. The old world is fading, and the new is rising, but not everyone will make the shift. Not everyone will be able to come with you. You can feel it, can't you? The things that once made sense no longer resonate. The conversations you used to engage in now feel empty. The relationships that once felt familiar now seem out of alignment. The places you once called home now feel foreign. This is the separation. God is pulling you away from everything that was never truly meant for you. Not to punish you, but to prepare you. Not to isolate you, but to elevate you. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Romans 12:2. The system you were born into was designed to keep you small, to keep you doubting yourself, to keep you dependent on things that were never meant to sustain you. It programmed you to believe that suffering was normal, that lack was inevitable, that you had to work yourself to exhaustion just to survive. But those were all lies. You were never meant to struggle endlessly. You were never meant to be trapped in toxic cycles. You were meant to thrive, to walk in divine power, to inherit the abundance that was prepared for you. But here is the truth many don't want to face. You cannot receive what is new while still holding on to the old. You cannot step into the new earth while still clinging to the mindset, habits, and relationships that belong to a world that is crumbling. Lot's wife looked back, and she turned to salt. Genesis 19:26. She was given a chance to escape destruction, but she couldn't let go of the past. And it cost her everything. Do not make the same mistake. There will be people who do not understand your transformation. There will be those who try to pull you back into old patterns, who mock your growth, who tell you you're changing too much. They are afraid. Afraid of what your evolution means for them. Afraid of being left behind. But you must understand not everyone is meant to go where you are going. Some people are too attached to the old system, too afraid to leave their comfort zone, too blinded by illusion to see the truth. Let them go. Come out from among them and be separate, says the Lord. 2 Corinthians 6:17. Separation is never easy. It requires sacrifice. It requires faith. It requires walking away from what is familiar before you can see what is ahead. But trust this: what is coming is far greater than what you are leaving behind. The attachments, the distractions, the limitations, none of it was ever meant to stay with you. God is stripping it away so that you can rise. So ask yourself, what in your life no longer aligns with who you are becoming? What habits, beliefs, or relationships are keeping you stuck in the old world? What are you afraid to let go of, even though you know it no longer serves you? Now is the time to release it. Now is the time to step fully into your transformation. The doors to the new earth are opening, but you cannot walk through them carrying the baggage of the past. This is the moment of separation. Those who refuse to leave the old behind will be left behind, but those who trust, those who release, those who surrender to the divine plan, they will be crowned in the new earth. Will you be one of them? This is the moment you have been waiting for. The moment that was prophesied. The moment when the hidden ones rise. When the rejected become rulers. When the last become first. The coronation of the chosen ones has begun. For so long, you walked through this world unseen. Unrecognized, misunderstood, you were ridiculed for thinking differently, attacked for speaking truth, cast aside because your spirit disturbed those who lived in illusion. But all of it had a purpose. Every trial, every rejection, every season of isolation was preparing you for this very moment. For the stone which the builders rejected has become the cornerstone. Psalm 118:20. To the world tried to break you. The enemy tried to silence you. But instead of being destroyed, you were refined. You were purified in the fire. You were stripped of everything that was not aligned with your true identity. And now, the time has come for you to walk in your divine inheritance. Your crown is waiting. But understand this is not a physical coronation. The world's kings wear crowns of gold, but your crown is one of power, wisdom, and divine authority. This is not about titles or recognition from the masses. The chosen ones do not rise through the systems of men. They are anointed by God Himself. This is a spiritual elevation, an ascension into your true calling, your true identity, your true dominion. Behold, I give you power to tread on serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. Luke 10:19. For too long, you were made to feel small. They wanted you to believe you were powerless, that you had to beg for blessings, that you had to fight for scraps in a system designed to keep you oppressed. But now the illusion is shattered. You are not powerless, you are royalty. You are not a victim, you are victorious. You are not forgotten, you are chosen. And now, the world will see. The rise of the chosen ones is not just a shift, it is a divine reversal. Those who once ruled through deception, greed, and control are losing their grip. Their structures are crumbling. Their influence is fading. Their lies are being exposed. And in their place, a new order is emerging. An order of truth, wisdom, and divine justice. An order led by those who have endured, who have been tested, who have been prepared for such a time as this. The meek shall inherit the earth. Matthew 5:5. This is the inheritance of the faithful. Those who refuse to conform, who refuse to sell their souls for temporary gain, who remain true to their calling even when the world rejected them. They are now stepping into their divine authority. But here is the question, are you ready to claim your crown? Many are called, but few are chosen. Not everyone who awakens will rise. Some will hesitate, paralyzed by fear. Some will look back, unable to release the past. Some will wait for validation, afraid to step into their power unless the world gives them permission. But the chosen ones do not wait for permission. They move in faith. They step boldly into their destiny. The time has come. The old world is crumbling, and the kingdom of God is rising. This is your coronation. This is your ascension. This is your moment to walk in the authority that was always meant for you. Are you ready? Every chosen one must face the test. It is the final threshold, the moment that separates those who are merely aware from those who are truly ready to step into their power. You have felt the shift. You have seen the signs. You know in your spirit that something greater is calling you. But the question remains, will you answer the call? The path ahead is not for the faint of heart. Many are called, but few are chosen. Not because God withholds His blessings, but because few have the courage to walk away from comfort, from familiarity, from the illusions that once kept them bound. The test is not about your strength, it is about your faith. Without faith, it is impossible to please God. Hebrews 11:6. You will be tested, not to break you, but to prove that you are ready. You will be asked to release things that no longer serve you. People will fall away. Old belief systems will crumble. You may feel as if everything familiar is being stripped from you. Do not fear. This is not destruction, it is preparation. God is making room for something greater. Look at every great leader, every chosen one who came before you. Abraham was called to leave his homeland before he was shown the promised land. Joseph was betrayed and imprisoned before he ruled. David was hunted before he wore the crown. The test is always part of the process. Will you endure, or will you retreat? Do not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time, you will reap a harvest if you do not give up. Galatians 6-9. The enemy will try to make you doubt. He will send distractions, temptations, and fears designed to pull you back into the old world. He will whisper, maybe you were wrong. Maybe you're not ready. Maybe it's safer to stay where you are, but you must remember you have already come too far to turn back now. This is the moment where you decide who you truly are. Will you answer the call, or will you let fear keep you trapped? Will you step into your divine inheritance, or will you allow doubt to steal it from you? Will you trust that the pain, the rejection, the isolation was not in vain, that it was all leading to something greater? You already know the answer. The test is before you, but so is your destiny. The chosen ones are rising, the new earth is forming, and the time has come to step forward. No more waiting, no more hesitation, no more second-guessing yourself. God is calling. Will you answer? The time of waiting is over. The time of being hidden, overlooked, and underestimated is finished. The inheritance of the chosen ones is here. Not an inheritance of material wealth alone, but of something far greater: divine authority, spiritual power, and the fulfillment of your God-given purpose. For too long, the world told you that you were small, powerless, and at the mercy of forces beyond your control. But that was a lie. You were never meant to beg, you were meant to reign. You were never meant to suffer endlessly, you were meant to walk in divine abundance. You were not born to be a slave to a broken system, you were chosen to establish a new kingdom. Behold, I have given you authority to tread on serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall harm you. Luke 10:19. This is the inheritance of the chosen ones. Authority, dominion, power, not the kind that comes from human institutions, but the kind that is eternal, unshakable, and directly given by God. You have been entrusted with a mission, and now it is time to walk in it. What does it mean to walk in divine authority? You speak, and it comes to pass. No longer will your words be powerless. When you declare something in alignment with divine truth, it will manifest. No more begging for change. You will decree, and it will be established. Doors will open that no one can shut. The struggles of the past will no longer hold you back. Opportunities, favor, and divine connections will align in your favor. What once seemed impossible will become effortless because you are walking in divine alignment. Your presence alone will shift the atmosphere. Darkness will tremble when you enter a room. Your very being carries the frequency of truth, power, and transformation. You will no longer need to explain yourself. Your presence will say it all. You will lack nothing. The old world taught you to live in fear of scarcity, to cling to survival. But the chosen ones walk in divine provision. You will have everything you need at the right time because God is your source, not the system of men. You will be a leader. Whether you choose it or not, people will be drawn to you. They will seek wisdom, guidance, and protection, not because you asked for it, but because it is your destiny. The light in you will awaken others, and you will be called to lead. Why many will not walk in their inheritance, even though this inheritance is promised? Not everyone will walk in it. Some will hesitate. Some will doubt. Some will be too afraid to claim what is already theirs. They will let fear steal their blessing. Think about Israel in the wilderness. They were given the promised land, but most never entered it, not because God withheld it from them, but because they were too afraid to step into what was already theirs. They doubted. They complained. They looked back and they perished in the desert. Do not let that be you. You have come too far to turn back now. No eye has seen, no ear has heard, and no human mind has conceived what God has prepared for those who love Him. 1 Corinthians 2:9. The time of preparation is over. The time of wandering is done. Now is the time to claim your inheritance, to walk in your divine authority, and to step fully into the purpose you were created for. The world is waiting. Will you rise? This is it, the moment of no return. You stand at the threshold of your destiny, staring into the unknown, feeling the weight of all that has brought you here. Every battle, every loss, every lesson, it has all led to this. The door to your divine inheritance is open. But here's the truth, only you can walk through it. No one can carry you. No one can make the decision for you. You must step forward in faith. Many reach this point and turn back. They hesitate. They doubt. They let fear convince them that it is safer to stay where they are. They cling to the familiar, even when the familiar is destroying them. They tell themselves they are not ready, that they need more time, more confirmation, more assurance, but there is no more waiting. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Hebrews 11:1. The threshold is a place of decision. On one side, the life you have always known, predictable, safe, yet unfulfilling. On the other side, the unknown, the place of power, purpose, and divine fulfillment. The place where your gifts are fully activated. The place where you walk in the authority that was always meant for you. But here's the truth. Crossing over requires letting go. You cannot step into the new while still holding on to the old. You cannot walk in divine authority while still carrying the burdens of the past. You cannot claim your inheritance while still doubting that you deserve it. You must release everything that no longer aligns with where you are going. Release fear. Fear is an illusion. It is the enemy's greatest weapon, designed to keep you small. You have nothing to fear because you are divinely protected. Release doubt. You were chosen for a reason. Every obstacle you overcame was proof that you are ready. Release attachments. Not everyone can go where you are going. Some people were part of your past but are not meant to be part of your future. Let them go with love. Release control. You will not have all the answers. You will not see the full picture. That is what faith is for. Trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Joshua 1-9. This is your final test. Will you step forward, or will you shrink back? The chosen ones are being crowned. The new earth is forming, and you are being called to take your place. But only those who cross the threshold will enter. So ask yourself, are you ready to leave behind everything that no longer serves you? Are you willing to step into the unknown, trusting that God has already gone before you? Are you prepared to walk in the fullness of who you were created to be? If the answer is yes, then step forward. There is nothing left to wait for. The time is now. The door is open. The kingdom is calling. Your inheritance is waiting. Take the step. Cross the threshold. Step into your destiny. You have felt it in your spirit. You have seen the signs. You have endured the trials, the isolation, the battles that seemed impossible to overcome. But you are still here. You are still standing. And now, you know why. Everything you have been through was preparing you for this moment. The pain, the rejection, the confusion, it was all part of your refinement. You were never abandoned. You were never forgotten. Every delay, it was divine timing. Every closed door was divine protection. Every loss was making space for something greater. Now the time has come. No more waiting. No more doubting. No more looking back. The new earth is forming, and the chosen ones are being positioned. You are among them. The ones who have been purified in the fire. The ones who have been tested and proven faithful. The ones who are ready to reign. But understand this, the journey does not end here. Walking in your divine purpose is not a single moment, it is a daily choice. A choice to trust when you cannot see the full picture. A choice to stand in your power even when the world tries to make you feel small. A choice to remain faithful even when the path is not easy. You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you so that you might go and bear fruit that will last. John 15:16. You were chosen for a reason. You are here for a reason. Now is the time to fully step into that reason. No more hesitation. No more second-guessing yourself. You are ready. So take this as confirmation. Your past does not define you. Your fears do not control you. Your time is now. Walk boldly. Step into your inheritance. Claim your divine authority. The world is waiting. And if you are ready to step into your power, type "I am ready" in the comments. Let it be a declaration. Let it be a sign to the universe that you are no longer playing small. You are stepping into everything that was meant for you. If this message spoke to your spirit, like this video, share it, and let others know that the chosen ones are rising. The more of us that awaken, the stronger we become. This is our time. This is our season. The kingdom is calling. Answer the call.